It's not the years in your life, but the life in your years. A lot of the times people always say to me, if I want to achieve something, want to do something, what do I do? What's the best thing that I can start right now to live a truly fulfilled life? And it's really simple. 3 simple questions. The first question is, what brings you joy? Like me, I love to travel around the world. I love to impact people's lives. I love to make a difference. So when you ask yourself the question, if you're doing things right now, but maybe you're in a position where you go, you know what, John, I don't really passionate about doing that. Well, you need to switch it, because if you don't, every time you do it, you destroy a part of your soul. The second thing, it doesn't matter what you're focusing on, you always have to focus on creating things that allow you to bring value. Extra value brings extra income. You see, most times they don't focus on what produces income, they don't focus on how you can help people. When you want to do the things you want to do in life, you also have to ask yourself the question, how do you make it sustainable? Because people are not able to have things that are sustainable, therefore they cannot continue doing it. I always say to people, if you have such a powerful message, but you don't get paid for that message, then you have to make sure that you are always delivering some kind of sustainability. And I think for most people, they're living a life right now where they're not focusing on bringing that value. You see, the more value you add to someone's life, the more income you make, the more impact that you can make as well. And that's what drives a lot of fulfillment. Third thing I want you to really focus on when it comes to living that fulfilled life is doing something in the present. Like, I'll give an example. Like, we are here, as you can probably see, I'm here with Kirk and Juliet right now. We are in Hollywood Hills. Right, that's the Hollywood sign up there. We have a meeting in about an hour. We went to the other side and we couldn't really hike up to here. And then we found a way. And we was like, oh, shall we just do it tomorrow? Shall we do it next week? No, let's just do it now. We're having breakfast. Let's just go to the Hollywood sign now. I know it's a bit of a tourist, but that's the thing. Making sure that you're doing things that align with who you are and what you do, and to live fully in the present. And the more in the present that you are, the more you just take action. I always say to people, don't put off something for tomorrow that can be done today. Don't put off something for tomorrow that you know that by, squeezing in the hours. And that's what it's about. It's about really putting in the time to do the things that you want in life. How many of you watching this right now, you've been meaning to do something, but you still haven't done it yet? Right? How many of you are saying, oh, I'll do it next year. I'll do it next week. I'll do it the week after that. Remember, it's the years in the life that counts. It's how we are doing things and portraying things that count. We want to always focus on doing things that bring us joy, that bring us value, but also allow us to do things in a way that excel us to the next level. And for quite some time, for me, I worked my job for many, many years, and I kept saying to my friend Darren, I kept saying to him, I hate my job. I keep complaining about my job. And you know what he said to me? He said, if you complain about your job so much, why don't you just quit your job? And I was like, oh my God, why don't I just do that? But sometimes you got to have the courage, and sometimes you have to have the know-how, but sometimes you don't need to know the exact thing you need to do, but just know that whatever decision you make in the direction, that's what we should be doing. My advice to all of you is this: if you're living a life right now that's not truly fulfilled, and how do you know if it's not truly fulfilled? You get up every morning, you're like, I don't want to go to work, I don't want to do this thing, you feel resentment on it, and the more you do it, the less fulfilled you become. And unfortunately, there's the big issue with that, because if we are not working towards something, we are not able to produce something. I always say that we don't want to be consumers, we want to be creators. Create something special, create something meaningful, and put it out into the world. And when you do that, everything else changes. And every time I always focus on living life to design the life around the things that you want. Like, a lot of the times people will have a job and they'll have 20 days holiday, and they plan all the holidays, and they're always looking for the summer holidays. Well, why don't you make every day a holiday? Why don't you make every day something that you want to do every single day? Because when you design your life that way, you live fulfilled. And you know what? People that live with passion, that live with fulfillment, when you're living a purposeful life, as in a life with meaning, then people actually live longer. They always say that, when people retire and they give up on life, very shortly after they retire, they pass away. My message to all of you is this: whatever you've been wanting to do, just do it. Whatever you've been wanting to do, if you don't know how to do it, find someone who's already done it and then work with them to be able to do that. And if you're something you want to do, but you're not sure how to do it, you need to find a way. You need to put the time in. Like, when I first started in real estate, I had no idea on how to find real estate, how to finance real estate. When I got into tech, I didn't know how tokenomics worked. I didn't know how AI worked. But you find the right people. That's your first step. Find someone who's in it, learn from them. I mean, I can't stress this enough. My first mentor, Ying Tan, paid him £10,000 for 2 days of his time. My second mentor in tech, she's like a massive Silicon Valley mogul. And I got into a lot of deals because I was adding a lot of value to her. And she said, John, I've got these deals. And she became an investor in these companies before they got big. And I happened to be in this proximity, and I was able to get some allocation in that as well. I tell you this because if you just put yourself in the right environment, if you just hang around the right people, life happens not to you, but it happens for you. Every time there's a bridge in the road, sometimes, we do something and we say, why did that happen to me? But sometimes the universe will throw curveballs at you. But what's going to happen from that is it's not delaying you from that process or denying you from the process. All it's doing is just redirecting you from that process. And every time we get redirected, we get closer to the path that we're supposed to be. Like, we're trying to get to the Hollywood sign, and like Google Maps took us to this other place which is miles away. I'm like, no, this is not right. There's got to be a closer way. So then we found a way. How? We follow a lot of people up here, and now we're shooting piece content for you. By the way, if any of you are struggling with life and you think, John, I'm a bit lost in life right now, and I really need direction in my life, I don't really know what to do, and you're not feeling fulfilled, we're running masterminds and events all around the world. Click the link below this and find out when the next one is, because I really want to inspire you to action, to do the thing that you've been meaning to do for a long time. I've been meaning to want to write a solo book for years now, and it's taken 20 years to really write a proper solo book, and we have a new book coming out, and I'll let you know about that a little bit later. But focus on living in the present, focus on living in the now, put the years into your life, and I promise you fulfillment will come from that. And I promise you, every time we focus on doing the things that we say we're going to do and we become aligned to it, manifestation will attract those opportunities to us, and that's how we create success. By the way, I'm going to link a video here because that will going to teach you more about how do you find your passion and then monetize it. Other than that, if you love this content, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.